D family, you can see I'm excited. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not a subscriber, you should know the vibes. So 2024, and this is the first sit down video. And like I've been saying, when I am sitting down, you know it's time for some tea, and this tea is an informative tea. So either you go and bring your popcorn or you go and bring your biro and paper, but I advise you bring your biro and paper so you can jot things down, darling. I've been saying this darling thing from Faith Murray from Real Housewives of Lagos. Darling. Anyways, let's get straight into the video.
I can't get you out of my mind.
Title of the video, you can see that I'm going to be talking about my personal experience on how I got my visa in 6 days. 6 days, guys, and I did not pay for priority visa. And I've been having a lot of people text me, comment under my post about, you know, how I got my visa early, about my school process and everything, which I already dropped things about my school process, but I guess a lot of people want to know more about the student UK visa. First thing you need to do in getting your visa early, I would say, is apply to your desired schools early enough. A lot of people say 6 months before admission, but I recommend you apply to your school 9 months before. So I started applying in January and I was to go to school in September, because it's better to be early than to be late. I mean, I don't think you can ever be too early. So when you apply early enough, it gives you time for your school to get back to you or not, because not all the schools that applied to got back to me, darling. I only got 2 schools and I picked one out of the 2 of them that was good for me. And when you get an admission letter, it is a conditional offer letter first, and it becomes an unconditional offer letter by the time you pay your deposit. So I advise that immediately you know that, okay, this is the school I am going for, pay your deposit ASAP. And people have been asking me questions like, how did I get my scholarship and all of that. I actually just got £2,000 scholarship off my fees, and it was my school that gave that, and that was if we met the deadline of payment. So I was to pay to get the scholarship, I was to pay before April 15, and I did that. So I got 2k off. So instead of paying 16,800, I paid 14,800 pounds. After you've paid your fees and then your school responds to you and it becomes an unconditional offer letter, the next thing you need is your CAS letter. And how do you get this? So for Oxford Brookes University, they send you a CAS shield which you have to fill. And after you filled all of that and answered your questions, it's a virtual online thing. And after that, you get your CAS letter that gives you your CAS number for you to apply for visa. So I would advise that for your interview, you need to know, for your CAS interview for your school, you need to know a lot about what you're going to study. For me now, digital marketing, you need to do a lot of research. You need to know the modules that you are studying, like the courses you're going to be doing while you're in school, and you need to make your research about UK in general. So for your CAS interview, your school wants to be sure that you know why you're coming to do your course, why you're picking the UK, and why you're even picking the school in general. Do you get? And for me, my first CAS interview, I failed it. My school told me to do it again because I had to record a video. Some schools, they will call you on the phone. Some schools is virtual, so it depends on the school you're going to. So for my school now, it was virtual, and then I had to record a video and everything with the questions, and they said I didn't seem like I was prepared. So I had to prepare myself to be serious, and I was happy that I didn't fail that, because if you fail that, it's over. Your school is going to refund you your money. You're not leaving the country, you're not going abroad, there's no masters for you. So I was panicking, and then I had to do it again, ask questions, and I made sure that I got it right, and my CAS came out in like 2 days. And then also for your CAS, for my school, they ask for your proof of funds. So Oxford Brookes will ask for your proof of funds during your CAS shield and also for visa. But for some people, it's after they've answered all their questions at their school now, sends them a mail to ask for their proof of funds. And for your proof of funds, I will advise that you kind of already have an idea of how much you need to be in your account. So the money can be there way earlier, like a month before you think of applying for your visa. So you don't have to start waiting 30 days when you're at the point of applying for your visa, which makes it longer, which gives a bit of delay. So I knew the amount that needed to be in my sponsor's account. I didn't have to wait for 30 days. Actually, I personally didn't wait for 30 days. By the grace of God, the money that was needed to be in the account of my sponsor was already there. So we thank Jesus. After you've gotten your CAS letter where your CAS number is inside, you now have to apply for your visa. And for me, I applied for my visa, I think 1st of June, and the visa fee was $472, and the health insurance was $912.25. This was as of June 2023, and I heard now that it's gone up. So for your visa fee, you need to pay for visa, and also you need to pay for your health insurance. They are all in one, right? So that cost about 1,000 something. Do the math. I don't know math, and I cannot be looking for a calculator right now. So yeah, but as of right now, I don't know how much it costs. So just ensure that you know the price so that your agents, they don't dupe you and add their own money and say is kinika. Please ask questions, do your research. Thank you. For you to apply for your visa, you're going to be applying for your visa on gov.uk as a Nigerian student going to the UK. I don't know for any other country. I'm talking based on Nigeria because I'm from there and I came from Nigeria. And the things you'll be needing, please, you need a valid passport. You'll not even get admission in the first place if you don't have a passport. But a passport that's not going to expire that year or in the next 2 years. You need a valid passport. 2, you need your CAS letter that entails your CAS number. 3, you need your proof of funds. Don't forget your proof of funds, and make sure that you don't take out your money till your visa is out, because if you take out your money, they're gonna decline your visa, darling. They're gonna decline your visa because they will assume that you don't have enough money to fund yourself when you come into their country, and they don't want you to be a liability to them. Okay. And also your transcript, that is your results from your 100 level to your final year. You need your transcripts, you need your results. Then also in this time, you need to do your medicals, which is your TBT test, tuberculosis test. And the test, I just said tuberculosis test. And the test is valid for just 6 months. So if you're gonna have to travel in September, don't do your test in January or February or March. Make sure you are doing your test maybe. I think I did my test around May. Also, I think I did my test around that time to know that I have a bit of gap. I don't want it to be when I'm traveling that is the 6th month. They will not say, oh, sorry about that, you have to do another one, and then wait for it to come out. You want to avoid all of that. So make sure you do your tuberculosis test maybe like 4 months before you travel, or 3 months, as late as you can, but not too late, but not too early, so that you're within the time frame of 6 months. I hope you understand my English and it's not too complicated. I feel like I'm so serious in this video. Anyways, it's meant to be educative, so darling. So after you've done your medicals, you have all your documents that you need to have, you've gotten your CAS letter, you've gotten, your CAS number, which is in your CAS letter, your transcript and everything that you need. Your proof of funds is intact, the money that needs to be there is there. And also for your proof of funds, make sure that you don't put the exact money that needs to be there. Make sure it's more, because exchange rate fluctuation, you don't want to risk it. So if you are meant to have 20k in your account, if possible, please have like 21k or 22k, just something slightly higher, so in case there's fluctuation, your money is still like standing gidigba, fighting. What do you mean? Thing you need to apply to do is your biometrics. So for me, when I applied, there was no close date to my biometrics. For me to do my biometrics, so I had to pay for the earliest date to go do my biometrics. And your biometrics is like you do your thumb printing and everything, and then you drop your passport with TLS, and then that's where they stamp your visa and they say, it's either you got the visa or you didn't get the visa. So you do your biometrics. For my biometrics day that I paid for, I think it was about 30 something thousand, or 41. It was 41,000 to get the slot for the next 2 days after I had gotten my CAS letter and everything, and I had all my documents ready. Then I applied for biometrics and I paid for the closest date, which was 41,000 or 41,500. I really cannot remember. And then so when you're going for your biometrics, you take your passport with you, obviously, and you're gonna drop your passport with them. And yeah, so when I went to do my biometrics, because I was early, because I started my process in January, and see, it took me 6 months all the way to June for me to do like my biometrics to get to the visa stage. And even though I had to pay for the date, there was no crowd. As in, you know, when you go to TLS as a Nigerian that lives in Lagos, when you go to TLS and there is Kwe, I literally just walked in and walked out. It was like there was barely anybody there. And that's because that was not the peak of it, and that's what you want to avoid. And that was the main reason why my visa came out early. Aside the grace of God, I mean, the grace of God was the main thing, because I prayed for it to come out early, because your visa is meant to take like 2 to 3 weeks if you're not doing priority visa. Because I told God, I'm not gonna pay for priority visa. I don't have money for that. It's totally unnecessary, because I think it's like $1,000 extra or something. I'm not really sure about the numbers. So the main reason why I got my visa early is because there was no crowd yet. There was literally no crowd yet. Like, there was no queue on the line for the application of visa, because people were still at the stage where some people were just paying their fees. So that was how I got my visa in 6 days. So I think I applied like on the 1st, and my visa came out like probably on the 7th or 8th of June. I can't remember, but I know it was a frame between 6 to 7 days. I don't remember, but it was within 1 week and I got my visa. So that was how I got my visa. And when you get your visa, obviously you cannot travel till a month to your school resumption. So my school was to resume by September 18th, which was like induction and everything. So I couldn't leave my country until August 18th, which is not bad. I mean, I got the visa already, so I was just like relax, and it really gave me time to really prepare and not have anxiety or be in a rush. Like, those are the things you're trying to avoid. So you can't leave your country till 1 month to your school resumption. And so when I got to the airport the day of my travel, make sure that those documents that you use for your visa, you have them all printed out. You also need your admission letter with your transcript, your CAS, your proof of funds, your proof of accommodation when you're going to the airport. Because when you get to the immigration, these guys are crazy. They're gonna ask you questions that, you know, things will be flying around. They can tell you, show me your proof of funds, show me your cash letter, where are you gonna be staying? Because they asked me questions. They asked me for my cash letter, and I think they didn't ask me for my proof of funds, but I had everything with me. So any document that they would have asked for, I could answer. And then they asked me questions like, where is your school at? Where are you going to be staying? You know, you need to know all those information, the location of your school, where you're going to be staying, just everything. Like, do your research, because they used to send people back from the abroad. You'd have entered UK. You'd have, I'm in the UK part. You get there and they say, darling, to the back, because it didn't be like, you know what you're doing. Because I've heard of stories where people actually are sent back from the UK. Maybe that's why Nigerians don't tell people when they want to travel. Before their village people follow them. Before their village people follow them. So yeah, I could answer my questions correctly, and I got into the country. And now we've been here for like how long? Since August. This is January. Almost 5 months. I can't believe I've been in this country for almost 5 months, and I'm ending masters this year. Hey. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This video has been in the books to record for the longest time. I think I've just been so busy. I've not had time for sit down videos. I've just been doing vlogs. But yeah, this is how I got my visa in 6 days. So I hope this helps somebody out there. Any questions about visa, watch this video. It's quite informative, and I hope that my information was not all over the place. And if there's anything that I missed or any question that you have, please comment down below and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you guys so much for watching from your pink lady, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Get no pimpons. I love your swag and I love your dimples. Yeah. You guys will not believe that this makeup is just powder. I'm not so fine, got to too sweet, too sweet. Bye, darling. Oh,